Hey guys, today I want to talk about nakedness, which is a word I use to describe being emotionally vulnerable. Any kind of vulnerability, emotional, intellectual, religious, spiritual. Um, I think being vulnerable, being raw, being naked is extremely important. We are born naked, not just naked skin, but naked souls, naked hearts, naked minds. And as the years progress throughout our life, we lose more and more of that nakedness due to preconceived notions we create subconsciously, mental constructs that we were conditioned with growing up by the people surrounding us, our environment. We lose our nakedness through expectations from others and from expectations we put upon ourselves. We become less naked due to trying to fit in, and in doing so, trying to be someone we are not. We lose more and more of this nakedness within us as we grow up. And then in old age, not always, but sometimes, it can come back a bit. Because when we near death, when we near the end of our lives, we realize, how, in hindsight, how great would it have been to not have to put so much metaphorical clothing on ourselves and to be free emotionally and to be naked. We realize that as we come to the end of our lives here. And I am trying to realize that more and more right now in my life. I don't want to realize that in totality down the road at an older age. I want to be free. We were all born free. We're all born naked. And it's so special to see an individual you come across be naked, because we all know how difficult that is. Because let's be honest, like, we don't lose our nakedness due to a fault of our own. It is programmed within us as members of society to lose parts of ourselves because we need to conform, right? There are social rules, there's, you know, obligations, moral obligations, societal obligations, there's expectations, there's law and order, and all rightfully so. I mean, these things need to be in place in order for a society to function. But in doing so, we kind of had to, you know, give something away in exchange for the greater good of society and ultimately, hopefully, the greater good of ourselves and those we love. By being part of society and reaping its benefits, we lose that. It's a trade-off, you know. And so it happens to everybody in society, right? And I like to think it's happened less to me because I haven't really been part of society for that long. You know, I was a social recluse for 15 years, from the pivotal age of, 11 to 26. I wasn't really, I was still conditioned, of course, through, again, my parents, my sister, what I exposed myself to, whether it be something I read or something I watched or something I heard. Those can all condition us unconsciously, right? This is not something we do consciously. It just happens. It's part of living, again, in society. But I didn't have the additional pressures of peer pressure because I had no, I had no friends, right? So there's no peer pressure. I could be completely authentic because I was by myself all the time for 15 years. And why not be authentic when I'm by myself? So I didn't really ever have to mask or this and that or compromise part of myself in order to fit in with a group at school or any of that. I had nothing of that. No such thing happened in my life. But I've encountered it a little bit now that I've been part of society for a few years. But when we can become naked, when we can take off these metaphorical clothes that imprison us emotionally, intellectually, we become free. And it's a very liberating experience. It's a lighter experience. And it's an experience I hope we can all have in our lives at one moment or the other. I made this video because I'm going to start talking more about vulnerability, nakedness, and how it has benefited me, how it can benefit us all in our our path to try to discover what we are capable of and who we are as an individual in totality. And so that's why I wanted to kind of share my thoughts on what nakedness means to me. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you stay tuned for the future videos.